Hey folks, welcome back to T2 Stuff. I'm T2 and today we're going to build a drill powered disc sander. And now I'm cutting my plywood for all my parts for the disc sander. So sit back and watch and I'll show you how I made this. So now all my pieces of the disc sander are cut. And now I'm gluing the back panel of the base and tack it in with 3 brads. And now the side piece also with glue and some brads. Another side piece with glue and brads. So what I'm doing right now is gluing up 2 pieces of plywood for the back support piece for the disc sander, and it has to be really sturdy because my drill is really powerful and the disc is support on there.
So now I have marked the center point, which was the compass, the middle point of the compass, and now I'm going to drill a hole on here which I can fit my bolt through there, and then I can mount it on my drill. Here's the hole,
So now I'm using my hammer to gently hit against the bolt, which it forms a hexagon, and then I can use my chisel to chisel out so then my bolt can fit onto the piece of plywood, and I want it to be against below the surface of the plywood, so once I stick my sandpaper onto it, it won't bump. Now I'm drilling holes for my bearings. And now I'm gluing up the back support piece onto my base.
Alright guys, so now as you can see, I made a mistake here because I have no room to pull out my disc. So now I can only just use my hammer and then punch the bolt through there, and then I can take that off. But I suggest you guys glue on this bolt so it's more sturdier, so it will just spin like sturdier. But mine doesn't fit, so I can't glue this up, so I think I'll just do that. And alright, so after being that said, now I'm installing 2 bearings, one on the front and one at the back. So now the bearing is installed. Test fit, that will run smoothly. And as you guys can see, the bearing, the surface of the bearing, there's one little indent right there, so when the bolt drops onto here, the disc will have a little space right here when the disc is touched by the indent of the bearing. The disc will pop up a little space which create a form right here, so it won't burn like this just did. And yeah, that's install the bearings. Then put my disc like so. Line up the bolt and punch that in. So now, as you guys can see, if I pull my bolt to the right side here, it creates a little space here. And now I need to push the center right here, which creates a tight tension. Then I can pull out my nuts and screw this onto that. So make sure that everything has that tight tension, and then screw that and screw on the second nut. Like that. Now I'm attaching the center.
So what I'm doing right now is pre-drilled holes for my tabletop, and before screwing screws in, I'll countersink them so the screws will sit flush, and then I'll screw them into the base. And here's the overall shape that the disc sander looks like.
Alright, so now this, the mounted drill thingy is not very 90 degrees, so when I pull it up, the disc can move around, which the disc is not very parallel to the back support piece, so I need to insert a shim down here to make the drill comes up a little bit. So now I found a scrap piece and I want to cut it to its half size, so then I can put it under it, but it's too thin for me to adjust my fence and then just cut it that way, so I use hot glue and glue it onto this scrap 2x4, and I'm just going to run it through like that and then cut it into half. Now it's time to try it up. Okay guys, so at last I add a MDF piece. It's like half-inch thick MDF piece, and I drilled 4 holes on the bottom of this piece to mount the drill support blocking mechanism thing, I guess. And then I drilled I think 4 holes too to secure the disc sander itself. So then we take off the clamp and flip this over. So I add 2 screws on here to secure the disc, and add 4 screws here to the drill support. And that's the final project of this disc sander, which it's very easily to carry. You just need to carry this piece and then just put it aside where you have the space to put it. And that's it for this video. Please hit that like button if you like this video. subscribe for more future content, and I'll see you guys later. And by the way, here is some more this Sander footage. Let's watch it.
Okay.